Old World Stories, Volume 69. I have taken it upon myself to chronicle and record the events of history for posterity. That the accounts of the past are recorded not only for the benefit of people now, but for the future of humanity, whatever that may be. In my travels I have encountered countless books and works of both fiction and non-fiction. I have been recording them so that people know what life was like in the back-when times. I found this book that was only partially intact, but this particular segment meant a lot to someone because it still bears the fingerprints and dog-eared pages of a story dear to someone. So I feel obligated to record this on behalf of that fan from so very long ago. The cover has been destroyed through the ravages of time and weather, so all I can make out is part of the title. This is considerably different than other historical books that I've recorded lately, but something tells me that even these few pages that remain must mean a lot to someone out there. So for that person, whether you still live or you died long before the Great War, I dedicate this recording to you. Please enjoy 50 Shades. "What do you want to know?" he asks, and raising his hand, runs his fingers gently down my cheek to my chin, tilting my head back so he can look directly into my eyes. I squirm inwardly. I cannot lie to this man. "Nothing specific at the moment," I whisper. "Well, we can start with, how was last night for you?" His eyes burn, filled with curiosity. He's anxious to know. Wow. "Good," I murmur. His lips lift slightly. "Me too," he murmurs. "I've never had vanilla sex before. There's a lot to be said for it. But then, maybe it's because it's with you." He runs his thumb across my lower lip. I inhale sharply. "Vanilla sex? Come, let's have a bath." He leans down and kisses me. My heart leaps and desire pools way down low, way down there. The bath is a white stone, deep, egg-shaped affair, very designer. Christian leans over and fills it from the faucet on the tiled wall. He pours some expensive-looking bath oil into the water. It foams as the bath fills and smells of sweet, sultry jasmine. He stands and gazes at me, his eyes dark, then peels his t-shirt off and casts it on the floor. "Miss Steele," he holds his hand out. I'm standing in the doorway, wide-eyed and wary, my arms wrapped around myself. I step forward while surreptitiously admiring his physique. I take his hand, and he bids me to step into the bath while I am still wearing his shirt. I do as I'm told. I'll have to get used to it if I'm going to take him up on his outrageous offer. If. The water is enticingly hot. "Turn around, face me," he orders, his voice soft. I do as I'm told. He's watching me intently. "I know that lip is delicious. I can attest to that. But will you stop biting it?" he says through clenched teeth. "Your chewing it makes me want to fuck you. And you're sore, okay?" I gasp, automatically unlocking my lip, shocked. "Yeah," he challenges. "Get the picture?" He glares at me. I nod frantically. I had no idea I could affect him so. "Good." He reaches forward and takes my iPod out of the breast pocket, and he puts it by the sink. "Water and iPods, not a clever combination," he mutters. He reaches down, grasps the hem of my white shirt, lifts it above my head, and discards it on the floor. He stands back to gaze at me. I'm naked, for heaven's sake. I flush crimson and stare down at my hands, level with the base of my belly, and I desperately want to disappear into the hot water and foam, but I know he won't want that. "Hey," he summons me. I peek up at him, and his head is cocked to one side. "Anastasia, you're a very beautiful woman." the whole package. Don't hang your head like you're ashamed. You have nothing to be ashamed of, and it's a real joy to stand here and gaze at you. He takes my chin in his hand and tilts my head up to reach his eyes. They are soft and warm, heated even. He's so close. I could just reach up and touch him. You can sit down now. He halts my scattered thoughts. I scoot down into the warm, welcoming water. Ooh, it stings, and that takes me by surprise. But it smells heavenly, too. The initial smarting pain soon ebbs away. I lie back and briefly close my eyes, relaxing in the soothing warmth. When I open them, he is gazing down at me. Why don't you join me? I ask, bravely I think, my voice husky. I think I will. Move forward, he orders. He strips out of his PJ pants and climbs in behind me. The water rises as he sits and pulls me against his chest. He places his long legs over mine, his knees bent and his ankles level with mine, and he pulls his feet apart, opening my legs. I gasp in surprise. His nose is in my hair, and he inhales deeply. You smell so good, Anastasia. A tremor runs through my whole body. I am naked in a bath with Christian Grey. He's naked. If someone had told me I'd be doing this when I woke up in his hotel suite yesterday, I would not have believed them. He reaches for a bottle of body wash from the built-in shelf beside the bath and squirts some into his hand. He rubs his hands together, creating a soft, foamy lather. He closes his hands around my neck and starts to rub the soap into my neck and shoulders, massaging firmly with his long, strong fingers. I groan. His hands on me feel good. You like that? I can almost hear him smile. He moves down my arms, then beneath them to my underarms, washing gently. I'm so glad Kate insisted I shave. His hands glide across to my breasts, and I inhale sharply as his fingers encircle them and start kneading, gently, taking no prisoners. My body bows instinctively, pushing my breasts into his hands. My nipples are tender, very tender, no doubt, from his less than delicate treatment of them last night. He doesn't linger long and glides his hands down to my stomach and belly. My breathing increases and my heart is racing. His growing erection presses against my behind. It's such a turn-on knowing that it's my body making him feel this way. Ha, not your mind, my subconscious sneers. I shake off the unwelcome thought. He stops and reaches for a washcloth as I pant against him, wanting, needing. My hands rest on his firm, muscular thighs. Squirting more soap onto the washcloth, he leans down and washes between my legs. I hold my breath. His fingers skillfully stimulating me through the cloth. It's heavenly. My hips start moving at their own rhythm, pushing against his hand. As the sensations take over, I tilt my head back, my eyes rolling to the back of my head, my mouth slack, and I groan. The pressure is building slowly, inexorably inside me. Oh my. Feel it, baby, Christian whispers in my ear and very gently grazes my earlobe with his teeth. Feel it for me. My legs are pinioned by his side to his side of the bath, holding me prisoner, giving him easy access to this most private part of myself. Oh, please, I whisper. I try to stiffen my legs as my body goes rigid. I am in a sexual thrall to this man, and he doesn't let me move. I think you're clean enough now, he murmurs, and he stops. What? No, no, no. My breathing is ragged. Why are you stopping? I gasp. Because I have other plans for you, Anastasia. What? Oh my, but I was... That's not fair. Turn around. I need washing too, he murmurs. Oh, turning to face him, I'm shocked to find he has his erection firmly in his grasp. My mouth drops open. I want you to become well acquainted, on first-name terms, if you will, with my favorite and most cherished part of my body. I'm very attached to this. It's so big and growing. His erection is above the waterline, the water lapping at his hips. I glance up at him and come face to face with his wicked grin. He's enjoying my astounded expression. I realize that I'm staring. I swallow. That was inside me. It doesn't seem possible. He wants me to touch him. Okay, bring it on. I smile at him and reach for the body wash, squirting some soap onto my hand. I do as he's done, lathering the soap in my hands until they are foamy. I do not take my eyes off his. My lips are parted to accommodate my breathing. Very deliberately, I gently bite my bottom lip and then run my tongue across it, tracing where my teeth have been. His eyes are serious and dark, and they widen as my tongue skims my lower lip. I reach forward and place one of my hands around him, mirroring how he's holding himself. His eyes close briefly. Wow, feels much firmer than I expected. I squeeze, and he places his hand over mine. Like this, he whispers, and he moves his hand up and down with a firm grip around my fingers, and my fingers tighten around him. He closes his eyes again, and his breath hitches in his throat. When he opens them again, his gaze is scorching, molten gray. That's right, baby. He releases my hand, leaving me to continue alone, and closes his eyes as I move up and down his length. He flexes his hips slightly into my hand, and reflexively, I grasp him tighter. A low groan escapes from deep within his throat. Fuck my mouth. I remember him pushing his thumb in my mouth and asking me to suck hard. His mouth drops open as his breathing increases. I lean forward while he has his eyes closed and place my lips around him and tentatively suck, running my tongue over the tip. Whoa, Anna! His eyes fly open and I suck harder. He's hard and soft at once, like steel encased in velvet, and surprisingly tasty, salty and smooth. Christ, he groans, and he closes his eyes again. Moving down, I push him into my mouth. He groans again. Ha! My inner goddess is thrilled. I can do this. I can fuck him with my mouth. I twirl my tongue around the tip again, and he flexes and raises his hips. His eyes are open now, blistering with heat. His teeth are clenched as he flexes again, and I push him deeper into my mouth, supporting myself on his thighs. I feel his legs tense beneath my hands. He reaches up and grabs my pigtails and starts to really move. Oh, baby, that feels good, he murmurs. I suck harder, flicking my tongue across the head of his impressive erection. Wrapping my teeth behind my lips, I clamp my mouth around him. His breath hisses between his teeth and he groans. Jesus, how far can you go? He whispers. I pull him deeper into my mouth so I can feel him at the back of my throat and then to the front again. My tongue swirls around the end. He's my very own Christian Grey flavored popsicle. I suck harder and harder, pushing him deeper and deeper, swirling my tongue around and around. I had no idea giving pleasure could be such a turn-on. Watching him writhe subtly with carnal longing. My inner goddess is doing the merengue with some salsa moves. Anastasia, I'm going to come in your mouth. His breathy tone is warning. If you don't want me to, stop now. He thrusts his hips again. His eyes are wide, wary, and filled with salacious need. Need for me. Need for my mouth. Oh my. Well, that just about does it. I hope whoever... I need to go take some time for myself for a moment. Catch you next time.